So I wanted to make a video real quick about how my geckos, the situation with my geckos went. Um, 2017, I bought three African fat-tailed geckos. The gecko you see on the screen right now is Spartacus. When I bought them, they weren't eating. They weren't doing anything really. They were basically inactive. So after 2 days of owning them, the store gave me a certificate to take them to the vet. I took all three of them, Snickers, Spartacus, and Oreo, to the vet, and turns out they had respiratory infections, which they were all treated for, and to my knowledge, did recover. After that, though, it kind of went back to normal until 2018 rolled around, where I discovered Oreo. I'm sorry, I bought the geckos in 2018, and then 2019 rolled around, and I noticed that the Oreo lost half his body mass in 2 weeks. I immediately called the vet and took him in, and it turned out he had a parasite known as cryptoplasmosis, or web. It's crypto for short. I can't say the entire name, but he had crypto, and they wanted me to bring in the other two reptiles that were purchased with him. Now, when I bought these three fat-tailed geckos, they all had they were all in the same tank, and they were all males, which you don't do because it causes them to stress out. All three of them had crypto, and the infection ran rampant, infecting a gecko that did not come from the store, but ended up killing that. It was a crested gecko named Nacho. He died from crypto also, and it was no surprise his tank was next to Oreo's, who I think was patient zero. But that's my opinion. Eventually, we tried treating all of them. Oreo almost came around. Snickers did too. Oreo was the first one to be put down. Spartacus didn't even have a standing chance, which is the gecko in the picture at the start of this video. He might still be on the screen. I'm kind of just, this isn't scripted. I'm just kind of rambling on about this experience because I meant to make this video months ago. But Snickers actually got better, and Snickers gained weight, but then last second just dropped all the weight, and he also was put down. Crypto is a parasite that is very hard to treat. It's very hard to kill. It can live on surfaces for months. So the whole reptile room was quarantined, more or less. And I had a leopard gecko that came from a different store that I was terrified would get crypto, so we moved him out of harm's way. He is doing good. If you follow me on Twitter, I actually post pictures of him there. His name's Bob Barker. He's named that because you come down, he has to know what's going on. He'll run down and see what you have. But I did go into the store and tell him you sold me sick animals in front of her customers. This shop that's local. But it didn't end there. Apparently, they I left them a bad review, of course, and Well, they got in an argument with me, not professional at all, saying that I made them sick when I have 65 pages of paperwork proving that they were sold to me sick, and a veterinarian who was willing to give a statement, a statement saying that these animals were sick. The veterinarian actually stopped accepting certificates from this pet store because of my geckos, which they were very professional. They treated my reptiles like family, and I told them they see all my reptiles, and I recommend them to everyone because they treat your animals like family, and they try to help you save money too. But she called me all these nasty names and basically banned me from the store. Like if I even wanted to go back there, pretty sure I don't. But after that, I just continued to reply to questions on it, saying, warning people don't buy stuff here because she sells sick animals. And I'm not gonna name the name of the store, but every time I posted a response, she would delete the question. Or if it was a review, she would delete the review. So something shady's going on there. I threatened to call the DEC and the SPCA, which the veterinarian agreed with me with the DEC, saying if she's selling sick animals, it's best to notify them right away, which we'll go down that route if we have to. I might have mentioned, she said I'm banned from the store. If I come anywhere near it, she'll call the cops on me. But first off, I'm not banned from the mall. It's in a mall. I'm not banned from the mall. I am banned from her store, which I don't care. I can still walk past the store. There's my friend's store. I have a friend who owns a store in there who I visit quite frequently. Thankfully, it's at the opposite end of the mall. I always had this idea of, going in her shop with the ashes of my reptiles and paperwork to show her, like, this is what you sold me, and I don't care about the money. It put me $3,000 in debt. My bank account got bankrupted over this situation, and yeah, it sucked. But I didn't give a crap about the money. I gave a crap that I spent 8 months trying to treat these reptiles only to watch them wither up and die. That pisses me off. I can give a shit about the money. But that's my take on it. She continually tries to defend her store as she way, but she doesn't do this to me. There was an incident where I read a review, someone's bunny died a week after purchase. She called the store and they hung up on her. So, yeah. And every negative review on Google Maps is met with her bullying the person, saying, "You're lying, you never stepped in my store." If you run a store like that, you should not be in business. You should not be in business at all. But that's my take on it. I might put a video in at the end here of Spartacus helping me study for my math final. He was a good gecko. He was named Spartacus because for some reason when I put a hide in him when I first got him, he moved it to the other side of the tank. So he was very determined, and that's how he got his name. Oreo got his name because he kind of looked like Spartacus, but he looked more like an Oreo because he didn't have the light patches on the side like Spartacus does, whose pictures in this video. He was just brown on one side, like dark brown, almost black, and then white in the middle. And Snickers was just called Snickers for the hell of it. I mean, Snickers was the friendliest one of them all. Love to Be Held was the smallest one. The other two were super giant African fat-tailed geckos. Um, Oreo was the only one who had their original tail. The other two did not, which was a giveaway to how these animals were treated. I don't know where this pet store got their animals from, but it obviously was not from a good source. Um, but, if Jen would have said, I'm sorry, I got them from a bad source, I wouldn't have been as angry. But she can't accept, she pinning the blame. And I guess a family member went in and told them not to sell me anything. Even though I've been doing reptiles for, let's see, 10, it's going to be 13 years now. And I don't plan on stopping. I plan on continuing my love for reptiles. I'm kind of on break with the reptiles I have now, but you can count on me going to Repticon and everything, and making more videos of my experience with reptiles. I promise I do a video on each one of my current reptiles, which is only 3, which half my reptiles were from the store. One was a rat snake who had a neurological condition. I'm not blaming Jen on that one. I don't think anyone could have known that. He had a seizure, and after that, he just passed away. But the 3 fat-tailed geckos and the way she responds to criticism is what I'm calling out here today, and it's unacceptable. Well, that's my take on it. That's the story between these geckos, and if I get the money, I would take them to court. I am planning on getting all the records of my geckos next time I go to the vet. But like I said, hopefully my next video will be a little bit happier, and I do plan on showing off my reptiles more. I guess you guys on Twitter loved my corn snake Sunny so much. She was an instant hit with you guys, so I guess my next reptile video will be Sunny, because apparently everyone loves Sunny. Well, I'm sorry for this depressing video. Hopefully my next one won't be as bad.